Daniel Bernoulli was born in Groningen in the Netherlands into a family of distinguished mathematicians. The Bernoulli family came originally from Antwerp, at that time in the Spanish Netherlands, but emigrated to escape the Spanish persecution of the Protestants after a brief period in Frankfurt. The family moved to Basel in Switzerland. Daniel was the son of Johann Bernoulli and a nephew of Jacob Bernoulli. He had two brothers, Nicholas and Johann II. Daniel Bernoulli was described by Roseball as by far the ablest of the younger Bernoullis. He is said to have had a bad relationship with with his father with his father upon both of them entering and tying for first place in a scientific contest at the University of Paris. Johann, unable to bear the shame of being compared Daniel's equal, banned Daniel from his house. Johann Bernoulli also plagiarized some key ideas from Daniel's book, Hydrodynamica, in his own book, Hydraulica, which he backdated to before Hydrodynamica. Despite Daniel's attempts at reconciliation, his father carried the grudge until his days. Until his days. Around schooling age, his father Johann Bernoulli encouraged him to study business, there being poor rewards awaiting a mathematician. However, Daniel refused because he wanted to study mathematics. He later gave in to his father's wish and studied business. His father then asked him to study in medicine, and Daniel agreed under the condition that his father would teach him mathematics privately, which they continued for some time. Daniel studied medicine at Basel, Heidelberg, and Strasbourg, and earned a PhD in anatomy and botany in 1721. He was a contemporary and close friend of Leonard Euler. He went to St. Petersburg in 1724 as professor of mathematics, but was very unhappy there. A temporary illness, together with the censorship by the Russian Orthodox Church and disagreements over his salary, gave him an excuse for leaving St. Petersburg. In 1733, he returned to the University of Basel, where he successfully held the chairs of medicine, metaphysics, and natural philosophy until his death. So, let's about mathematical work. His earliest mathematical work was a citation mathematical exercise, published in 1724 with the help of Goldbach. 2 years later, he pointed out for the first time the frequent disturbancy of resolving a compound motion into motions of translation and motion of rotation. His chief work is Hydrodynamica, published in 1738. In it resembles Joseph Law's Lagrange's mechanical analytical in being arranged so that all the results are consequence of a single principle, namely conservation of energy. This was followed by a memoir on the theory of the tides, to which conjointly was memorized by Euler and Colin Maclaren. A prize was awarded by the French Academy. These three memoirs contain all that was done on the subject between the publication of Isaac Newton's Philosophiae Naturae Principia Mathematica and the investigation of Pierre Simon Laplace. So Bernoulli also wrote a large number of papers on various mechanical questions, especially on problems connected with vibrating strings, and the solution given by Brooke Tyler and by Jean Lerond Development. So, together, Bernoulli and Euler tried to discover more about the flow of fluids. In particular, they wanted to know about the relationship between the speed at which blood flows at its pressure. To investigate this, Daniel experimented by puncturing the wall of a pipe with a small open-ended straw and noted that the height to which the fluid rose up the straw was related to fluid's pressure in the pipe. Soon, physicians all over Europe were measuring patient blood pressure by sticking point-ended glass tubes directly into their arteries. It was not until about 170 years later, in 1896, that an Italian doctor discovered a less painful method which is still in use today. However, Bernoulli's method of measuring pressure is still used today in modern aircraft to measure the speed of the air passing the plane, that is, airspeed. In his 1738 book Specimen Theory de Mansura Sport Sorties, Bernoulli offered a solution to the St. Petersburg paradox as the basis of the economic theory of risk aversion, risk premium, and utility. Bernoulli often noticed that when making decisions that involved some uncertainty, people didn't always try to maximize the possible monetary gain, but rather tried to maximize utility, an economic term encompassing the personal satisfaction and benefit.